the other bums didn't show up, but let's still do this.
Let's do it.
All right, we got some goblins and a pit, not a pit fiend, and a little imp. You can fly now
An
though.
imp.
Very advantageous.
Yeah, exactly. An imp. You know.
All right.
So, like, does he? What? Is he a what's it called? Medium-sized creature? Is he is
No. I'm still small, I think. Let me check and
like
see. I've got it.
small, like smaller than a
I mean,
small
I
humanoid?
think like picture like a little impish demon. You know, probably toddler
Yeah, but like
size with wings and a cigar.
Hmm.
Red, like an evil cupid.
like
Exactly.
a yeah, evil cherub, right? Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, probably
Okay.
too long of fingers and little knobbly knees and whatnot. Maybe a little pot belly too.
Yeah, like
Sure.
a slightly smaller Danny DeVito.
Like oh, well, okay. That's not that small. Because in my head, I was almost thinking like a baby Hellboy, very start.
I don't know,
Or
like that size, yeah. Like like a gibbon or something like that. Weighs maybe 20
yeah.
something pounds. Big leathery
So
wings.
like like smaller than a standard goblin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big are
I mean,
goblins?
that's what I'm gonna say.
It's kind of. I mean, goblins are approximately halfling size a lot of the time. I would say
Goblinoids kind of they really do kind of range, huh?
they
Like
sure.
even within the same.
All right,
So
but
from gremlin sized all the way up to well, gremlins change size too. Kind of think of it. Classic gremlins, or not classic gremlins, movie gremlins.
Movie gremlins, yeah. Let's go.
They go. Yeah, I'm ready.
all right,
I'm good.
they,
So where we left off, we were running away from not running, leaving a temple we knocked down. I think I talked about going in the direction that people were coming from.
yeah, and
I'm still a little fuzzy on if we're on a specific mission or if we're just causing general mischief in the
you're on a specific mission. The mission is to find out more about what this
god, right? The other god.
other god that's encroaching upon your god's territory, essentially. Of hey, we don't need another force of chaos at work over here. We don't want to give up any of our pie. There's not enough for you. That's kind of the vibe. And you found out last time just a little bit of like found a dead guy in this little sea anemone-esque humanoid creature crawled out of like a broken torso, and then you found evidence of a whole lot of them later. The one that crawled out there, mentioned the nameless god.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So that's where it was then. Um, and you guys found and the creature that seemed to be uh, like that caused you guys all to fall down that hole. It was giving these like horrible omens and prophecies of just every single one of them was horrible things. And you found the book of all these prophecies that had been recorded by the
Hmm.
blind man that you guys killed,
Yes.
and found evidence of a lot of like that acolyte that you killed even earlier than that old blind man. Found evidence that a lot of the similar people in you know they must have been getting them down at the acolyte robe store, but more of them dead down there. So you kind of had this like, maybe this old man that we killed was up to some pretty dark stuff. Just maybe. There's an awful lot of dead acolytes here, and
There was like tons. Yeah, this is
yeah.
implying almost hundreds.
Oh, I was trying to imply maybe scores,
Dozens?
dozens, scores, something along those
Scores,
lines.
yeah.
Which is a score?
I think it's 20.
40?
Fortnights of them.
Yeah, fortnights of them. Yeah, score is 20, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
oops.
yeah, yeah. Abraham Lincoln speech.
Four score. Oh yeah, four score. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not 160 years.
Um, but you got this little book of prophecies, and to keep things along the route of playtesting, you kind of keyed in on one, and it's taken all the mental energy of your oh so smart hag, which that's why she's not here.
Right.
She's here just in the background moaning about migraines or something, and bunions and halitosis and all other sorts of gross stuff. Um,
Yep.
she found a prophecy that seemed all the stars are right for this one to happen right now, and it is about the ancient city of Laputa flying in the sky and crashing into the great city of Punjar, the Punjar, the tarnished jewel, as it is sometimes called, the city of 7,000 smokes, because that is by the sea and the biggest one that the humans love. And you guys, maybe you're, up to you what you think about a the city of Punjar quite possibly being entirely destroyed. Um, there's a lot of, there's forces of good there, there's forces of bad there. They've got the Street of the Gods. They've also got a lot of underground gods. So, there's cultists in there. You think you're not sure. You think you got some pretty high up people in the city government that are, whether they know it or not, agents of chaos. So, but up to y'all what you decide about that. But you still know that this prophecy is linked to that nameless chaos entity that is, getting on your boss's turf. And you, the hag, makes some awful deal. Get some like magic seeds, throws them in the ground, some beanstalks pop up, and you guys have to spend like the whole damn day climbing. It's a little easier for the imp with his wings, but everyone has to spend.
Can we do the classic, just hop on and let it grow upwards?
Yeah, you do your best at it. There's still some climbing that happens.
It still works. Yeah, sure.
But absolutely, and you guys, rise thousands of feet up in the air.
And so this, and we actually were kind of in the right location to be able to interact with this prophecy, right? Okay.
Yes. And the hag did her stuff, and the beanstalks grab onto like the edge of this city for a while, and it seems to like have its own path that it's flying, but the beanstalks kind of grab onto it and are keeping a hold on for now. And you're like, I'm not sure how long those are gonna go, and if it lets go, I'm not sure how we're gonna get back down. So, we probably have a while here, but certainly not forever. Can't be too.
Says you.
Yeah, goblins go limp when they jump off of stuff. They could survive any fall.
Just as they fall down through the air.
It's just like cats.
Yeah. Squirrels.
So yeah, I mean, I guess we get off and take a look at the vines, and maybe the goblins can work something with, they've got some trap ability. Maybe there's some way that we can trap the vines to be stuck to the city more, which is a stretch of the concept, I'm sure. But
I love stretching the concepts. It's creativity is more fun than being stringent.
How far is it? Like, so do we just have? Are we in the classical? Like, are we just in the clouds?
You are there seems to be like a storm surrounding and obscuring the city.
Oh.
So like as you get high up there, the adventure that this is called the Cyclopean storm. So you are in the eye of the storm. The city itself is hidden within the eye of the storm. And that's what has kept people from spotting it all these years and trying to mess around with it too much. So you guys get pretty damn wet as you get to the top of the vines and it grabs onto the city. But when you get up to the top, you get to like the rim of like these walls that are on the edge of the city, and it is kind of like a multi-tiered city, or if you can imagine like there's the lower city and then a middle portion and then an upper portion. You can kind of see just general that. Things don't look great here though. This is not hustling and bustling. The lower portion has the walls that come up, and you can see on like far ends of where you've climbed, looks like much of the lower portion has just fallen away and like literally off of the flying island. The part that remains, the vines that the beanstalks have grabbed onto, the walls would dip down, and there's this big city area. The rainwaters from the storm have flooded it. It's entirely flooded, and there's a long path of this drowned city towards where you can kind of in the distance spot stairs that go up to the middle level. You can also spot some occasional houses clinging onto what looks like tree branches that extend out from within the actual like earth and dirt that keep the island together. There's an occasional like house or something at the end of a branch. Big branches, obviously. But that's kind of the basics.
So, as we come down these vines that are grasped into the land, looking around, is there any sign of movement or anything like that we can see from here? Like, I know you said that there's a few houses and whatnot, but is there a direction that, as we're looking out across this, basically giant circle in front of us, where we can see movement or fire or something like that?
Yeah, smokestacks or.
You're looking around. Sorry, I'm trying to. I bet you can hear that a little bit.
What was that?
Oh, I guess you
I think it just made you go quiet actually because it was so loud.
can. Maybe so. Um, you can see kind of on the distant shore. It doesn't look like this person sees you right now, as you know. The people who are taking point are a little diminutive. You can see what looks kind of like a fisherman in like a wide hat or something, kind of at the floodwaters. And I just posted a little picture in the
Hmm.
chat. So you guys would be kind of like on the lower portion of Area 1A. That's the drowned city, and he's somewhere near the central stairs over there.
Is where we're seeing this being moving around.
Yes. So, but there's a lot of water in between you and him for the moment.
Yeah, and so I guess seeing that, I'm gonna see if I can go and inspect, like, maybe the goblins, we can like try to triangulate onto, or there's actually 3 of you now, aren't there?
Or
Nice. Okay, 3 goblins. That's awesome. So maybe we can like, kind of go out and sort of surround this person, and I'll be up in the air, and y'all 3 can like, and we can look and spy on them, but then if they're weak, maybe we can, pounce and kill them.
is it nighttime? Daytime?
I'd say it's daytime right now, but it's kind of like,
Mm,
that like very overcast. There's literally storm clouds all around you, and rain is kind of pelting you at the edge of it. So, yeah.
okay.
Um, but if I'll do the thing. I'll try to do this so you can see better. There. No, that's not working. I was trying to draw, but it's just not happening.
Gotcha.
In a way that would be helpful. So you guys, imagine like a football field of water between you and him.
Okay.
So you could fly over there, but the goblins have to figure out a way. I mean, they can try
Gotcha.
to swim, but if they don't want to swim, how are you going to get over there?
Yeah. So let me see. I mean,
You could try to walk along the edge of the walls, but it'd be a long walk, and you're walking on the edge of the walls, hundreds of feet, or possibly thousands. You're probably not good at judging distance at this point.
yeah, I'll just fly over there and see if I can. I'll be stealthy. And are there any trees or anything like that that I might be able to hide in, or is it kind of it's all just water and we can see directly across to the other side of the stonework that's over there, right?
You can see, yeah, I'll just occasionally there's like a house where like the top of a roof is up, something you could stand on. Maybe it's slightly above the water or slightly below, but you'd get wet up to your waist or something, but you could stand on it.
Gotcha.
Where this fisherman is at the bottom of the stairs, he is, there is some soil, like there's actual earth over there. He's not standing there. It looks like a slightly higher elevation, very purposeful. But there's no shrubbery or trees there. You're not very familiar with farming, so you couldn't say
Right.
why. But it doesn't. You don't see like lush, verdant earth that those humans
Yeah.
love.
It's gonna be hard to get over there and be stealthy about it.
Yeah. I mean, he's not looking up
Mm.
at the sky, so you could get over there. There's and probably stay out of his view.
Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll fly up, 120 feet, and kind of keep just slowly, sort of as I feel the wind, kind of fly over towards him. And so I'm going to go ahead and roll stealth, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so I got a 19 actually.
Oh yeah. He doesn't. He has no inkling that you are there. You see him. He's like checking some fishing traps that he's built. Putting some fish in a basket, scraping what looks like kind of like parasitic creature off the bellies of some of the fish, or like checking their mouths.
All right, let's see. So, looking at that, and is this an old person? I mean, this is an old man, you were saying?
You're far above him, so you can't really tell right now. He's got this wide brim hat on, so you have no clue how old he is, really. I mean, he looks
Gotcha.
fully grown. He actually looks like rather large for a human. Like, he's hunched over and doing his work, but he looks like he's like a big, tall guy.
Oh, okay.
Are we?
So-
How knowledgeable are we as creatures of what like a giant is or something? You know, I feel like we're dumb. I don't know.
I mean, for the goblins, kind of everyone is really gigantic. Like I feel like if it was the orc asking, he would have a better idea. Um, but we'll kind of
But
say
am I kind of a situation like, nope, that's not a goblin, kind of thing. That's
Yeah,
as far as I could get,
all
huh?
not
that's
goblins look the same. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, goblins can at least
Okay.
recognize what isn't goblins.
I don't like the
Um,
idea of having a
yeah,
raccoon just ever treated like a goblin. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
no, that's all right. That's funny. I'm gonna try something. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down and on the wall behind this being, I'm gonna like stealthily go down and see if I can get to somewhere within like earshot, but outside of like attack range from
Okay.
like a melee attack or anything like that, right?
Sure.
And I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna try to talk to this thing.
Okay.
So I'm like in
Sorry,
behind it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
while I suppose this is happening, the goblins I want to say are poking around by the shore for, I don't know, wood, or if there's anything we have to make a bladder sack to try and float across. I don't know if we could swim, just to give them something to do.
Yeah.
You could ignore them until we come back to them.
Make a vial check. Roll a d20 and try to hit equal or under your vial to find something useful.
Okay, I rolled a 12. And it says luck, right? So
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
1, 13.
Well, this
There's a
is
13, and I have a
this
score
is
of
actually just
14.
like
I don't know.
you're trying to. It's the one that kind of breaks the rules. What is your actual luck score?
14.
14. Okay, so yeah, you're just trying to hit equal or under.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're good.
You can go back to what you're doing, though. Like, just to give them something. They're not just standing there. They're doing something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I'm gonna try to cast a spell. But or actually not yet. I'm gonna talk to this thing first.
Oh, and I'll say, Calvin, you don't find like any wood. You find you find a giant beanstalk leaf, and you're like, oh, we can use this.
Oh,
This will be
right.
a little boat.
Nice.
And you start floating across, kind
Charming.
of like paddling with your hands. It's if you weren't so just weird looking, it'd be almost cute.
Yeah, right.
So y'all are slowly like you're like secretly swimming as you're dipping your hands in real quiet as you're going across, right?
I would almost say, like, maybe even trying to lay even lower than that. Like, intuitively, I would say this lake is quite shallow.
Uh,
There's no reason for it to be deep.
and it's pretty clear waters. You can see it is
Oh.
generally about like I'd say like not quite 3 stories worth of buildings, to give you a good
That's deep.
idea. It's pretty deep.
It's quite deep.
Yeah,
A normal, like, pond is only, like, feet deep.
yeah. Well, I never said pond.
Anyway. Right,
I said
right, it's a
drowned
football
city.
field. Oh, right. Okay, well, yeah. Sorry, in my head I was thinking, right, okay, right. The buildings are down there, too. Right. Yeah, I'm saying they're trying to, like, lay low. They're practically just using the leaf to float and, like, paddle across. They're not on top. They're trying to lay low, hopefully. And hopefully not, get spotted by a big fish, because we'd be edible.
All right. Well, you're doing that.
Yeah, that's all. Okay.
Ian, what do you start saying? Are you like whispering? What's the kind of intention here?
So well, the intention is to do like the impy sort of thing. I've got this spell that I can use to grant people things, and I'm wondering if there's a way I can talk my way into casting this spell on whatever this happens to be.
Yeah.
That's the intent. So I'm sitting there and I look for a minute. I just watch and watch this being do this, and then I say, what you doing?
The creature stands up, and you see that this person is like they're kind of like hunched over, but like even hunched over, they're probably like 8 or 9 feet tall. Turns around and looks at you, and he's one eye. This is some Cyclops fisherman here, and let's see.
Does it even know what I say is the problem?
It
right,
looks very
English.
scared of you and babbles. And what languages do you speak?
So I have common and chaotic.
It babbles something in a language you do not understand.
Okay, so that's probably not going to work anymore. And it did see me, right?
Yeah, he turned around and
and I go, whoa, and I hold my hands up like this. And I put my cigar, pull it back out of my mouth. And I just stop, and then I just take off into the air.
he grabs his like basket of fish and starts running up the stairs as fast as he can.
Is that away from me?
Yeah, I mean, you go
Okay.
up and yeah, he's kind of. I mean, the stairs go up, so kind of
Sure.
closer to you, but he's not trying
Yeah.
to get closer. He's
Okay, right.
terrified.
That's what I'm asking. Like, if it is, I wonder if he can get up to an area above me and grab me or something like that.
No,
So,
it does
all
not
right.
look like that's his intent.
And so and I fly over to where the goblins are. And I say, they've got cyclopses up there.
Ah, shit. I don't know what that means. I almost want to say like one of the goblins has one eye. Like
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
yeah, the new guy.
But I would. Yeah, the new guy has one eye. 5 HP.
Nice.
I would say stay on him, and I'll try and catch up.
Yeah.
Like, I could now that I know, I can see the imp that I know I'm looking for him. Right? He's not that much
Yeah,
cloud cover or night.
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Okay,
He's
so
trying
yeah,
to
I would say
hidden
try and
from
stay on
the
him.
Cyclops guy. You saw him take off. You're able to like keep track him.
I
And
would
he's
say
going
keep
up to the
chasing.
second level, right?
He is. At that time, you hear kind of a very kind of like high-pitched bestial cry, and you see this like leathery winged bird swoop towards you in the sky. It has like a very long pointed beak and a point on its back, and it's got 3 eyes.
Hmm. How big is it? Or can we tell yet?
It seemed to swoop. It's getting pretty close.
Yeah. So I like hunker down into the leaf with the goblins for a second as it flies over because I'm pretty exposed being up in the air like that. So as it comes over,
I'll say it looks like it probably has like a 10-foot wingspan. So
wow, okay.
sizable.
And it was acting aggressive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's acting aggressive. It looks like it's coming right towards you. So let's roll initiative.
All right.
Calvin, let's say that you and your little group of guys, they land on kind of the shore at the other side as this kind of kicks off.
Okay.
And,
6.
all right.
I got a 16.
Unfortunately, I got a 22.
Ooh.
I rolled really high. So it's going to take a grab at you. And I roll a 1.
Boom.
I roll a 1. It just swoops and it gets way too low to the ground. You know, if it weren't flying up in the air, I'd say like trips or something. And it gets into a very meleeable distance for those goblins. That's what it gets on a rolling a nat 1. So, Ian, your turn then.
All right. So, because I guess we're all over on the other side now. I'm going to go ahead and like I actually jump away from it as it gets close to us, and just to hopefully get out of any like scratch distance or anything like that. And I go ahead and prep a spell, and I get this ready. And so you can see like I start to cast, and I start to cry those red crystalline tears again. Let's see. Ooh, that is an 8. So I lose the spell. All right. Well, I'm a little ways away, and I'm done with my turn.
All right, goblins.
So is it bird-like or? Right, what?
It is like a leathery bird. 10 foot wingspan, but no feathers.
Okay, so it's not a. Okay, well, I was about to say pterodactyl. Sounds like the description, but bad. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Is there anything around on the shore, like small trees or brush or anything? We're just on the.
There's like a few like really small. They look like weeds. You're at the shore, and goblins know a little bit about. They gotta like forage for mushrooms and stuff like that. This is like the thinnest layer of topsoil. This is just shit soil for anything to just grow. So there's like a few weeds and stuff, but no trees. Nothing that I think you really want to see.
Okay. When I'm like piloting 3 goblins, how does action economy work?
You get 3
meta-narratively.
D20s to roll, 1 for each goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially,
Okay.
like you have like shit bonuses, but you get a lot
Right.
of D20s to roll. That's how instead of getting an extra +1 or getting more powerful like that, goblins essentially get power from having breaking the action economy a little bit.
Okay.
You can like
Then-
put all 3 against a single task too, and have them roll 3 action die for like a strength move and stuff, and like it's pretty useful.
Kind of what I was thinking. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
so here's what I want to do. I want one goblin to prepare a snare as entire rope and lasso kind of situation. The other two to attack.
Okay.
I'm going for the wings.
Yeah. All right. Make some attacks. They stabbing attacks, I imagine. Oh, goblin dagger.
Yes, there's a 12 and a 2.
Neither of those hit. You're very close on the 12 though.
Sure. Is the lassoing guy getting any
Um,
luck? That's should I roll for that?
Yeah. Still roll for that. Give me an agility check, I guess.
Can I call that a trap? Well, crate trap?
Not really.
I don't really know. It says anyway. There was a 8 with a Jolie 9.
Okay. All right. Everyone's whiffing this round. Okay.
Yeah.
This little thing. It sees these juicy little morsels down here. It's going to attack a random goblin. Calvin, I'll let you choose. And 6 points of damage.
Ah, shit. What's he attacking me with? Claws?
He bites, and just like I'm sure blood like spurts out this goblin. Then he grabs the goblin with claws and looks like it's starting to take off and like keep its prey with it.
Well, 6 points of damage is dead, no matter which goblin it was.
Well, your choice,
so-
which is getting carried away, and if you want to do anything about it.
He gets killed. Is there? There's no attack of opportunity or anything, is there? How's it?
No.
Okay, let's see. Shit. Well, there's not really much I could do with the one goblin other than, well. Not really. I can't. Nothing comes to mind. Right? He's just dead. 3 HP goblins down.
All right. I mean, it's Ian's turn. Ian can do something. He's up in the air. This creature's flying back up. Seems to have gotten some food and just be trying to leave.
Yeah,
I
so
would
I mean,
almost say the other goblin's trying to grab onto the dead goblin, but I don't know if that's an actionable.
It
Thing?
has a like. Not really, because they are just
Sorry,
used
you
their
went-
action and it's flying away.
Sorry, you went muted for a second there. I only heard away.
Okay, I said not really, but they could throw something at it, or we could have said that you guys scavenged some extra supplies, some short bows or something from last time, so that you're not so horribly equipped.
I've got blowguns. Not really useful.
Shoot.
Big
Well,
try.
all right. Well, you think about your blowgun usage. It's Ian's point and initiative.
Right.
yeah. So I am going to go ahead and see if I can burn another spell. Hopefully, get high enough, to be able to actually use the effect on this. How fast is this creature flying? Like,
It's got a 60-foot around movement speed.
Yeah.
It's a very good flyer.
yeah. So I mean, I was just asking. There's potential I could have caught up with it, but I cannot.
Well,
So-
it like fell down low. I would say you can like get right next to it this round, but if you're gonna next round, it's gonna get away. Or at
Okay,
least out
gotcha.
of any kind of meleeable range, even by you.
Oh, yes. Okay. I actually rolled a nat 20 just now on my spell cast.
Nice.
So let's see. What is check and see. All right. Okay, so I think it's just a 20. So the cleric designates one creature within 30 feet and paralyzes it with a word. If the creature is 2 hit die or less, it is automatically paralyzed. If 3 hit die or more, it receives a will save to resist.
All right, I got a will save, but I didn't beat your DC. I got a 17.
Oh.
Wow,
All right.
yeah.
So it gets paralyzed for 1d6 plus character level rounds. So let me roll 6-sided die. That's 4 plus 2. Okay, so 6 rounds.
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna. It's gonna start falling back down to the ground. Then, I'll say make a vile check, Ian, and if you pass, well, where would you prefer it to fall? Would you prefer it to fall on the land or in the water?
I would probably prefer it to fall. I mean, because as far as I understand, the goblin's already dead. I would prefer it to fall in the water. That way, it drowns. But we'll see, right? So,
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
if you
so
pass your vial check, then it falls in the water.
all right. And I did not pass my vial check. I got an 11 and I have a 10 vial, so
All right. Then yeah, it falls and gonna say yeah, it dies from fall damage. I rolled it out.
oh,
Cool.
nice.
So curse splat.
Well, fall
Along
damage
with
ain't no
goblin.
joke. So
Yeah.
There we
I mean,
go.
it's got a 60-foot movement speed, so it can get pretty high. I was like, okay, let's apply some diagonal, but still dead.
It's a shame. Yeah, it would actually have been really nice if it had just injured itself, and then I would have been able to sacrifice it so I could get a spell back. You know.
Well, there
Oh, and I see that.
might be other creatures around.
You know,
Cyclops.
it hits the ground. Boom! Look at that. What a use of that spell, huh?
the other two goblins don't mourn the dead goblin. They're immediately looting the other goblin.
You're grabbing the creature, like yanking out teeth and fangs, and I'm sure, yeah, just loot the
And
body.
the other
fully.
goblin earlier is just pleased he now has a noose and a rope for later, a snare. Wait.
So, and did we
Yeah,
see where
no.
this creature came from?
Higher up in
Just higher
point.
up, right? We
Yeah,
didn't
you
really
didn't
know.
really see the origin point. It must have been kind of. I mean, with how things are up in the sky, there's no like you're not going to get that obvious like big shadow, from like a
Right.
an eagle on a sunny day. So it's easy for flying creatures to kind of hide like that.
Seeing, with that, right, I'm landed back on the ground, and I'm just looking around and seeing if anything else is at it while the goblins are busy looting themselves.
One other goblin does mention. So does I don't know how goblins are good with biology, but does this look like mommy bird? Because goblins love eating eggs and shit. So if there's a roost nearby,
You don't see a penis, so you think it's very possible.
Mm. So what I'm planning on doing once we get on top of this wall is maybe finding something that looks like a church or a temple, or something that would look like refresh our memory. What do we know of this place so far, like legend-wise?
That's a good question. You guys, and I'll repeat it for Ian's sake when he gets back, but
Right.
not too much is the short answer. Just kind of vague things of like Laputa, the very wise ancient people. They figure out how to make their city float because they didn't want to. They were like, oh, the trappings of Earth. No, we will only have the minds that we want here. We will everything will be our. They just wanted a different way, and so they went up into the sky. They found a way, and
Oh, that ended up.
magical technology, ley lines, and you're not sure exactly. But it's disappeared into the sky. Didn't communicate with anyone, anything, and but now it's apparently going to come crashing down. So say the prophecies.
Well, maybe we cause it. Fun, fun, fun.
Maybe prophecies can be like that.
Hmm. So what else we can do here? Other than, well, see a temple, find a library, find a thing to loot.
I mean, there's a whole drowned city down there. I got stuff for if you want to go swimming. I got stuff if you I got 3 levels of this. I got there's a whole lot. So anywhere you want to go, I got something.
We get to the top of the wall, we'll hear the lore again, and we'll figure it out. Hmm.
All right, well, you back in. So
Yes.
and I'll say Calvin. One of your goblins. I'll say you choose as you're kind of climbing up. There's some algae growing on the stones on the side. One of them touches just a little smidgen of algae that's growing there. Make a will save.
All right, let's see here. 17.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you are good. Um, so
Where is Will? Oh, where's Will? Okay.
you
Wait, where's Will saves?
it should be just there's a little
Oh, under
bonus next to
personality, I
your
see it.
personality. Yeah.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Um,
Go ahead, though. Sorry.
for a moment, your goblin has this like kind of brief vision of like the algae penetrating deep into the island and connecting, and just and this kind of vision of a room where there's this huge chunk of pitted metal that glows and this chamber filled with glowing crystals and there's algae just kind of like writhing, wiggling up upon it, and you're like, and you just have this like innate feeling like the algae is alive and that chamber is alive in some kind of way that is beyond natural. And then and you probably like almost fall off the rope as you're climbing up and get to the top, and that goblin looks a little weirder than the other one. And then the dead one comes up and he looks a little weirder than that one. You untie him from the rope, and but up at the top, to give you a brief little description of what it looks like. Actually, I'll try to find the picture for the top. Um, here's a kind of overview picture of just general area structure. Um, my and yeah, I can show this. It won't be too much. My squiggles for this area are a little bit worse than the others. I have to cover a little bit up. But up at the top, you do see kind of like what I described before. It looked like there are some trees up here. Very odd trees. You see some kind of stray vines, some not so healthy looking sheep, and a few shacks here and there. In the distance, you see one that's slightly taller than the others, but it's a ways away. There's as much as I'll show you now. Not that that picture is going to be terribly, illuminating. But you're up on the second soil, and you can kind of peek back down also and see some very confused-looking cyclopses down there, and two of them kind of look like they're making fun of the other one, and like. But then he points
we
to like
go.
the dead pterodactyl, and they're like, look a little. They start going over to inspect that body, kind of beneath where you guys are. What are y'all gonna be up to though?
I look over at y'all as the trio of goblins, and I'm like, what do we do now? Where do we go?
Oh, well, there's no reason we can't keep going higher up. Rich people keep expensive stuff at the top shelf.
That's a good point. I like that. But looking around, I'm kind of looking back and forth on the landscape of this. We're in between what 2A and 2B, somewhere around there, or like just south of 2A.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we're just like right next to where the staircase is, I guess. Just probably looking over at them.
Yeah, and so you can see, 2A is kind of where there seems to be like a field, and 2B over 2 would be your right. Yeah, there's some kind of shack that you imagine these little creatures live in. Not little
Oh, okay.
creatures.
Well, I would
creatures.
big creatures. I would say let's poke around the shack then, because
Exactly. Yeah, like let's sneak along the
that is
edge, and I'll stay up above y'all and keeping an eye out, just in case. Yeah, and so I fly just a little bit inward from the edge of the wall. That way, eye shot. I can't really. I'm within that, like I'm occluded by the wall itself.
And you can't fly very high, above the land here just because of the winds.
Ah, gotcha.
So you're
okay,
so
there's like
by that as well.
Okay. So like as I get higher, I can feel the wind is like getting really strong, and it kind of keeps me locked in a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we go down to that shack.
Sure. Yeah, and it's like a stone hovel, thatch roof, but seems pretty firm against the wind and the drizzle of the rain. Yeah, so you're able to see up top. There's no chimney or anything, so you don't get a good view inside from the top. You can't do anything like that. What would be the goblinoid approach?
The houses 8-foot tall person scale sized?
Yeah, they're pretty tall houses. You could put 3 of you in a big old trench coat and fit comfortably.
Are there windows? Can we peek inside the windows? Well, first of all, we don't see chimneys or fires at all. No lights at all, do we?
There. You don't see like a chimney. There is like a little. There is some smoke coming out of it. There's like it's not like a big proper chimney, but there's like a little hole in the side.
There's a vent.
Yeah, there's a vent.
There's a word for this for old style buildings, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, they've got the kind of chimney fireplace that's like built into the side, and the smoke comes out there, and the drizzle catches you, and you're like, yeah, that'd probably be if they got to place it differently here. At about that time, you guys kind of hear something horrible. It is a sound, kind of like a screaming sound, and kind of looking up, there's a actual like just chunk of metal comes bursting through the storm and lands. Let's see, about 20-30 feet away from let's say the approximate center of you guys, and it's like a meteorite hits the ground near you.
Taking cover immediately.
And you see from that rock, the rock starts changing form, and it kind of stops being a rock, and it appears like it was a curled up creature. It stands up resembling like an 8-foot tall skeleton that's covered in barnacles and stinks of rotting peanuts. And it has this like energy to it that's like it's rippling, like lights are rippling with heat and kind of whirling in the spiral kind of shape around it.
Jeez.
And being this obvious monstrosity it wants to roll initiative with y'all.
All right.
Come play.
I have any similar vibes to the intelligent algae earlier? Feel anything?
No, you do not. Fortunately, this thing's only going on a 9, not a 22, so probably not first.
I got a 9 and a 6. I'm sorry, I don't need to roll for each of them, do I?
No, you just just roll once, and they'll all go on that.
Okay, then a 9.
All right. Well,
also a 9. Well, actually, a +1, I suppose.
All right. Well, so 10. 10 is definitely better than 9, but
Yeah.
my policy is that in ties, players always go first because my monsters don't have feelings.
And I got a 15.
All right. Well, you're going first again, Ian.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to cast a spell.
All right.
I have blessing available. So this is my demonic blessing that I can cast.
Do it.
Let's see if I can actually get us some goodness. Rolling pretty good up to this point. And with my spell casting, it is still a failure. I failed that spell cast.
All right. And some goblin time.
Is it armed? Does it have weapons and armor? This thing, or is it a creature?
It is a creature. It appears to be wielding. It appears to be like still kind of on fire, burning from falling from wherever it fell from in the sky.
Is it an animal though? Are we
It
weapon?
looks like a living skeleton, like barely
Okay.
connected, but not really even connected by anything else. You just see what looks like bone, but just fully connected, not separate pieces.
Hmm. Um. Kind of want to go into the hut, but okay.
Up to you.
Yeah, and that might not be a bad idea.
Does it have a door? Can I bang on the door?
It has a door. I mean, you can bang on it. You can try to open it. You can do. Hey man, up to you.
Yeah. Once if it has a doorknob, we just want to try to go in, knock on it. Both of them, trying to scramble, get inside the hut.
Okay, you go up. You knock on it. You hear some a few, maybe 3 or 4 screaming voices on the other side. Good, some
Can I choose the
deeper than
ding dong?
others.
Can I choose the ding dong ditch?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want the
it was a
ding dong
loud
ditch.
impact that thing, so
Yeah, I mean, you may just be bringing two parties together to fight, and that keeps us out of combat, which is not a bad idea.
That's what the goblins I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. They're monsters.
We're like, hey, is that weird? Like, yeah. Hopefully. Okay, that's both goblins. Maybe one on shoulders, whatever it takes to knock on the door at.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you do
Not
that and
piled
start
high.
running around the side, I guess.
Yes.
The creature here, going to, I guess,
I'm sorry, I should have asked how far away it is from us.
It's about 25 feet away from y'all.
Okay.
So I guess, Ian, you're flying up a little bit, and
Yeah, I'm like maybe 10 feet off the ground here or
Yeah.
something, or
just rolling. Okay. I'm gonna say, yeah, the creature, it looks around and yeah, starts going into the hut. It kind of runs at the doors and just like breaks them down. And I'll say, Calvin, the kind of last thing you can hear more clearly some of those like Cyclopean language voices that you heard earlier seem to be very, and the sounds of violence and screaming ensue. Ian, what are you doing?
Goblin mischief, classic joke.
the classic joke of the ding dong ditch. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with a undead at the door. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm up and I saw this. I was like, oh, I tried to cast my spell and everything, and then I see it run. Then it's not actually interested in us. So it's like suddenly I flip back into like curiosity, and if I can, I sort of and there was a window on one of the walls, right, that we could see.
There's like some shutters. There's some kind of like curtains, hung up over there, so you can kind of see through. It's not at a good angle.
Yeah. Like, so I actually like land down on the windowsill and like kind of peek it open to see if I can watch what goes on as this creature runs inside. You want me to do like a stealth
Sure.
check or anything like that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Ooh, I got a 5.
Okay.
So what do I see?
Well, the good news is there's a lot of distraction in there, so you're still not the center of attention. Far from
Okay.
it. There's 4 Cyclopses in there. One looks, for them, small. Must be a adolescent or maybe a child. You're not sure their rate of maturity, of course. Um, and it's kind of cowering in the back. There are 3 others, some more elderly. Um, and they're trying to fight this demon. One is going down. It's getting bloody and horrible. They're getting some hits in though. That's what's going on in there.
All right. Okay. So can I actually still do something,
Something.
or is that kind of my
Yeah, it depends. What do you want to do?
Okay. I mean, I don't really have like unless I can cast a spell, I don't really have anything
Okay.
else at this point. So
Let's just say
Goblins are
yes, because there's
looking up
only a
at the-
couple of you. Yeah.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna try and cast paralysis again,
All right.
which is one of the last 2 spells that I have available.
Yeah, you can go sacrifice some sheep out there. You hear some like terrified buying in the distance.
Okay, that's true. That's a good point. I lose that spell as well.
All right, all right.
So I'm at a point now where that is definitely next case is I've got to sacrifice something to gain some spells back.
All right. Okay, Calvin, you're 2 goblins.
I was kind of picturing flavor-wise the 2 goblins looking up at the imp, looking through the window, and the imp being like horrified and like watching this go down, and the imp and the goblins are like shrugging and like trying to do thumbs up, thumbs down kind of thing, and they're listening and they're like happy about it. They're like 2 thumbs up. Anyway, shit. So the front door's just left swung open, huh?
Oh yeah.
Shit. Anything in that place look flammable?
Yeah, there's some flammable stuff in there. I mean, you're not gonna like set the building on fire with ease, but
Not
yeah,
from
there's
out here,
flammable and
yeah.
stuff.
Not...
Yeah.
Well, goblins can't help curiosity. Well, actually, are they tall enough to stand on each other's shoulders and look through the same window the imp is?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, is it even a window? Glass. Could they go
No,
through it?
isn't. It is a hole in the wall with some kind of cloth curtain.
Then they want to hike themselves up to maybe go through the window if they have
Alright.
to, but also take a look through.
All right, one of them takes a look through. What are you? I mean, I've already given a description. You see that? Are you hoping to see anything
Right.
else? In there?
How many? I'm sorry, I forgot. How many Cyclopses are left? It looks like they're fighting, and none of them are dead yet, right?
None of them are dead yet. There are 4 in there.
There's too much for us to fight. Like I can't really.
I mean, other than us just watching to see what happens and how strong this thing is, there's not really much we can do.
All right. So do you guys just want to do that
Hey,
and be
two
like,
goblins,
all right, we're gonna see who's the winner is? And
Yeah.
They're gonna be a little, weakened.
Two goblins go to the front door and try to close it and hold it shut,
Okay.
just to be shitty.
All right. So you guys watch on as I make dice rolls.
Yeah.
One of the Cyclopses dies, and the 2 others are badly wounded, but they eventually just basically bludgeon this thing to death. One of them like picks up this like old-looking trident and starts like stabbing at the thing, at the skeleton creature. When it dies, looks like they finally do it, and this thing is like you can see them sweating, and this thing is like fire. It is lashing at them with like a whip of like blinding light, and then when it dies, it kind of like shrinks and implodes upon itself and becomes this like just chunk of rock about this big, the size of a really large fist. And one of the Cyclopses is like dies because a part of its arm is like ripped off and is like implodes along with the creature into that
Dang.
little rock, and it that other Cyclops was barely alive at this point. So 2 out of the 4 still alive, and not looking great. I mean, one was undamaged, but it was cowering in the corner the whole time. And they killed a giant skeleton creature. At around that time, the other Cyclopses that were previously investigating things are, coming along, yelling, you don't understand their language, very concerned noises, though.
We should keep moving. We gotta get out of here.
The goblins kind of want to think they could take a fight because they see wounded Cyclopses.
Yeah, but 3 more
honestly.
unwounded Cyclopses are coming along.
Yeah.
Not super smart, but I understand. Yeah, we should leave. Yeah,
So
let's
I'd
bail.
say we take off the other direction, right? Like we out of the window and shoot along, continuing east, I guess.
Yeah, to two. Let's say 2D.
Uh, yeah. So along the way, you guys see there's like a taller building over further, but in between this like shack and that other building that looks a little fancier, um, there are walls built into or there's doors, massive doors built into this level of the uh, actual like side of the wall. You know that area 2 where you see that little house there. Just like imagine 14-foot high doors. Let me just read my damn flavor description I wrote. Yeah, thick roots cover a pair of massive stone doors that block passage into the island's interior. Unmoving brass statues, almost as tall as the doors themselves, stand guard on either side. And yeah, the doors are like 15 feet tall, and the brass statues are nearly as tall. And if I can,
Hmm.
for some reason, I've got a sketch of them that I could maybe find. Not a sketch I did, so it's actually decent. Let me see. Oh wait, no, I've got the full inked. Um, yeah, I'll send it in a second. You'll see, because I can't. Yeah, the artist did a really good job with this picture. There's what it looks like if human adventurers decide to, mess around with those giants.
Hmm.
Very cool. That is an awesome image. And those are like the statues that are outside of
Yes.
the door right there.
And some
Okay.
things a little bit different than what I've described. That's a fun thing about
Yeah,
working with artists. The different imagining of things.
exactly. Exactly. And why you gotta
Yeah,
make it exact? It's
we
fun.
we're all picturing something different in our heads anyway. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. And so there's none of the Cyclops around here or anything like that, right?
not here.
Okay. And this is 2D.
Yeah, there's like a door built into the wall here that seems busted and blocked with roots. There's two of those giant uh yeah brass statues, quote
Hmm.
unquote, air quotes there, next to either of them. And then further along, there looks to be, the equivalent of like a two-story building here, only one you've seen. And the ring around the island continues. There's probably more sheep and shacks and other things like that along the way.
Nice. Okay.
Eyes in the sky as well. Do we see any other meteorites for once in a while?
Yeah, that's a good question. Good thing to keep your eyes out for. No, none right now.
Hmm. Didn't seem that interested in us, but we're small, so.
Right.
Well,
Um,
Ian had the benefit of flying up high, and the thing couldn't fly, and you're tiny little
Hmm.
goblins. And Ding Dong ditched and kind of tried to trick it into attacking something else anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
so we should continue over to this two-story building, right?
Is there anything I can roll to whatever? Crap. Am I seeing more of that moss that I saw climbing the wall around?
Um, you see some of it kind of on the doors here, and there's like you guys are both small, so you think though the roots are there, you could probably squeeze yourself through the kind of cracks in the doors.
Oh, okay. Sounds okay to me.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I was about to ask if there's any way I could intuit like touching more moss to like figure something out, but I'm okay with just going to the door. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can always expose yourself to the moss again. Whether or not it does anything is, the
Yeah,
next
Right.
piece
you
of
could
it,
you
right?
could
I mean,
go back along the sides of those walls and look for stuff. So if you are more interested in that than like trying to go squeeze your way inside the doors that lead into the island, then you could try to do that.
No, I'm fine with going through now because I need to. There was also a will save there, and there. Who knows that I can keep that up. Yeah, let's.
Okay.
I'm okay with going through the squeezing through.
Yeah.
All right.
Get us out of eye shot and grabbing range.
Um. All right. As you get closer, let's see, the brass statues, um, kind of shift. Some little dirt and stuff falling off of them, and in a language you don't know, say something clearly directed at you.
Oh no. uh, so what do y'all do? I stop. Like, I'm flying like a few feet off the ground and I just stop with my wings going, as they say, as whatever it says.
Sound angry, or did it sound like welcome?
Um,
Let's see.
it sounded without passion, very
Hmm.
neutral.
Anything else that we could scurry into? A building or a doorway nearby? How far is it, by the way? I'm sorry.
To that other door, or other building, let's 60, 70 feet, something like that. It's not that far away, um, but it's far enough.
Yeah, if there's a building nearby with an open door or window hole, I'd just scurry into it.
I think that's the 2-story building that's over there, right? We can
Yeah.
probably go to. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Get
Yeah.
stepped on.
The now seemingly guardian, metal guardian, does not chase you. Yes, you guys, I suppose, back away. It remains there. Yeah,
It's the right choice.
you get over to this other big building. There's like a set of double doors on it, slightly ajar. There's steepled cobblestone, and like on the side, there's like some murals of Cyclopean life. And there's like stained glass shards on the ground beneath the windows that you can kind of, they're different colors, but you can see they've been filled up with plaster where broken windows were. There's like a small orchard behind it where there's some of those like blue banana trees grow.
Blue bananas.
Do the surfaces seem not lived in, dusty, or there's Cyclops is going to come home, right?
Looking at the ground, you can see like, especially in front of the doors, there's like well-worn paths. So it definitely, seems lived in.
Okay.
Seems currently lived in.
Okay, that's the question. So is this a house or just like a living area?
Well, you're on the
I
outside.
know you described what was in it. Oh, where are they at? Okay.
Yeah.
Are we still outdoors? Not
Yes.
covered, right?
Correct.
Okay, we're still outdoors.
There's the basically what I just read to you.
A sheep around to sacrifice? I would like to have some spell support, personally.
I unfortunately just checked my ability, and it's got to be above animal intelligence for me to sacrifice it and gain benefit from it. So I gotta find something that's at least semi-smart to kill first. So
When you say that, Goblin 5 eyes Goblin 4.
I mean, that is a viable situation, and let's see. So I lost that one as
Awesome.
well.
I'll say, and it's been
Maybe we
long
can
enough.
find
I'll say about now, another like goblin pops up, and he's like, "Oh, that was a bitch of a climb." So you're back
See,
up.
there you go.
Let's say it's been an hour or so. You're back up to 3 goblins.
Oh. And a corpse.
Yeah. It's like, oh, snacks.
Yeah, that's sure.
See, I'm reading my spell description here to see if there's anything useful that I can push towards.
I'd like to move up sneakily to the slightly ajar door.
Okay. Yeah, you have a
Peek on
sneak
through it.
bonus as a goblin. Yeah. Roll me. You've got a +3 to sneak silently. So yeah, roll a d20, add agility modifier, and an extra 3 on top of that.
13.
I only heard teen.
13, yeah.
13. Okay. All right. You kind of one of them. You're trying to be stealthy. One of them sneaks inside, and he sees inside. There's these like tattered sheepskins on the floor. And they lead up to a stone altar, and he stops because he hears this like rhythmic breathing that echoes throughout the like a small sanctuary chamber, and it's emanating from these cyclopses that are using their legs to hang upside down from these high rafters. And one of them has like some kind of weird helmet that has like a telescope, coming out of the front of it, whereas, Cyclops' eye is. But they're all, upside down doing weird, like, it's like a chant, but just with heavy breathing.
Eyes are closed.
They are right now.
Two of them.
There are 3 in total.
Mm. All doing the
one,
same thing.
all doing the same thing, in unison.
But only one of them has the telescope on it, the
Yeah.
telescope helmet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
House
did
is
you
in the
just send
building.
one of your goblins in, or to look at this?
Yeah, just one peeking around the door, but the other two are
Gotcha.
just like basically on their tail. They're not very far apart from each other, but only one's looking. Yeah.
And I'll float something. Ian, what would you think about, and this may not come useful often at all, but each extra goblin gets a random language. Would that be an
That
interesting
would be
thing?
really fun. That would be really fun. Like, yeah, there's maybe a little micro chart of languages that goblins roll on whenever they get generated. That
Yeah.
way, there's like a consistent translator that can show up in the group. That'd actually be really fun. I think that sounds like a cool idea.
All right, I'll float that to John.
That, I mean, you may just add that into the which one are you again?
Yeah.
You kind of roll when the new goblin comes in and say it's got a language and it's Cyclopean.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, so eyes are
funny.
closed right now, it seems, but yeah, got a sneaky goblin inside.
Anything else in the room though? Does it look like a temple kind of situation?
It kind of looks like a temple. Yeah, there's like a stone altar up there, and instead of like pews or something like that, they've got sheepskin rugs that are kind of like all arranged in a way where you can kind of see. They're kind of in a semicircular fashion, where like the center of their semicircle would be that stone altar up there.
Hmm. I think of a clever way to kill 3 guys hanging from the ceiling upside down, but I can't think of anything.
I'll say up there on the altar, you see what looks like a miniature version of the strange hats that that those like brass giants had outside.
Yeah,
It's on.
you know what to do.
Yeah, I do, but is it on the altar? Can I sneak? How
It's on the altar.
shit? How sneaky can I be?
Goblins
I
are
want
pretty sneaky.
one. Is there anything to hide in this room?
There's kind of some stuff on the outside. Just like a pile of some like old pottery. Not really a pile, but like a big pot or something, or like a basket. There's a few things, not that much though.
Okay, then I want to roll for one goblin to try and fucking sneak up and steal this thing behind the altar.
Okay.
The other 2 goblins, one of them just to at the ajar door, just to watch the other goblin try and sneak, and the other 2 are going to hang back and watch the other goblin try and sneak. The implication, the idea being that if something goes wrong, they're going to make a racket of noise and try and save the
Okay.
one inside.
If I'll not, you make a vile check, and if you roll equal or under your vile or luck score, I'll give you, one of your goblins comes up with a night, or I'll suggest something as like maybe an option you like. You don't have to use it, of course.
And I rolled a 13 plus 1.
No, no
Which is
pluses. No pluses.
No
What?
pluses to a vial, then it is a 13.
And your
vial is
And
score
my
14,
vial
right?
is 14.
Then you succeeded. This is the only one where you're not adding
Oh.
anything. You're just trying to roll equal or underneath your score. Everything else is trying to roll high. So you
Then
succeeded.
just by 1, 13, yeah. Okay.
So while he sneaks in, they could try to use their trap ability and set up like a trap for, those who'd be unaware and running out the door. It's slightly
That would
ajar
be-
already.
tripwire sounds nice, but it seems hard to.
You have a like super useful goblin corpse on hand. What are you gonna? You could. I don't know.
I'm trying to
What
think of
can't you
something. Yeah,
use that for?
ding dong ditching. Um,
You know the old bucket of water on the doorway trick? What about a dead goblin on the doorway trick?
yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, fuck it. Yeah. Um, two goblins are trying to hike themselves up, and they are hanging on the top of the door, so
All
that
right.
if they come running out, they're gonna drop on. They're drop goblins, koala style.
All right.
That's what those two want to do. And I don't know how to call this if it's a trap or a noose. Fuck it.
Yeah.
They're ready like a snare, like when you snare an animal.
Perfect.
They want to get whoever comes out the door by the neck.
And it smacks
That
them in the
counts as
face with the dead goblin piece too.
Yes. 2 live goblins and 1 dead goblin will drop bear onto whoever comes out the door.
And in that distraction, noose them as well. Okay. All right. All right. So.
Yeah, well, just drop on them is fine. Noosing would be funny and all, but
Yeah,
or garroting. I don't know if garroting would be an improvised weapon if there's anything like that.
you've got rope.
Yeah.
You can pull it tight around somebody's neck, so
All right.
maybe.
I'll say, give me a roll for your. Give me a roll for sneaking, and you're all set up, and maybe we do a roll for the trap as well. But you're all set up for it if need be.
Rolled a stunning 17
Okay.
Nice.
for sneaking.
Okay, then, all seems well. Your goblin sneaks up there. He gets to the altar. You get just creepy-ass rhythmic breathing above you. And he grabs that, like, weird helmet hat thing. And he's able to... Does he put it on, or does he scamper off with it under his arms?
Is it heavy?
It's pretty heavy. Like, it's made of metal. And it's tall.
I feel like he'd be. It's kind of like whenever a goblin sees a hat, he doesn't even think about it. He just puts it on.
Do it.
Yeah, he'd
Do
probably
it.
put it on.
All right. He puts it on. He runs outside. He runs outside, and when he comes out, he manages to do it. They don't even notice. And he probably starts trying to brag to the other goblins. What he says, the other goblins, like, they hear it coming out of his mouth, but the hat, like, it kind of like a tinny microphone is kind of like the sound that it makes. It's translated into a different language that no one in your group understands. It also will give you +1 AC and -1 to fumble checks. So you have a +1 hat of translation into a language you're not sure what to call.
That is awesome. So he doesn't understand the language that comes out of the horn. It just translates it for him. So you can say things and hope it gets to them.
Yeah, one-way translation.
That's awesome.
Minus, was it on fumble? You said something?
Yeah, if you roll a 1 on a melee, his fumble roll is gonna be worse. Actually, that should be +1 to fumble checks, not -1. -1 would be better. But yeah, +1 AC, basically.
Okay, I kind of want to trip the trap. How does it look like these guys are going to get down from hanging upside down?
They don't have any ropes or something, so they kind of just look like they do like some acrobatic flipping. Just like a little, yeah. Or maybe like pull themselves up and then like hang their feet down. That'd be the safe way to do it.
Because
They're
like the
like
goblins almost can't
karate
help it. This seems like
Yeah.
the goblins almost can't help it. Seems like a perfect situation to do something funny and stupid, which is put something pointy underneath them and try and get them to fall.
Oh, yeah. We should find like some tacks or caltrops or something and just litter the floor underneath them.
God, I got this bag of
plenty of-
marbles.
Yeah,
Plenty
oh
of
my gosh.
darts.
Dude, there you go.
Just
You've got
have a-
darts. You can trap a dart and turn it into like a nail in a board to step on.
Oh my god, maybe that should be another thing goblins have. They arrive with like
Caltrops?
one random like thing, and it's like a bag of marbles or a bag of thumbtacks.
Caltrops.
I mean, it
So you
makes sense.
said they're hanging upside down. How far off the ground are they? The head.
like 10+ feet, you know.
Oh, they're up there.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they were like doing.
It's a 2-story building, and they're hanging from the rafters. I mean, most of the second story is rafters, but yeah, they're like up there.
I absolutely thought that their heads were only like a few inches off the ground, like
No.
when they do those exercise things.
No, these guys are like.
How the hell are they?
They're into it.
I don't even know how they're getting up there. Okay.
There's a couple
shit.
ropes on there, but like they don't have to take them.
Trying to think now. That seems like great fun to try and knock them down. Three of them, huh?
Three
Shit.
sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything for me? You said it's a 2-story building. Is there a second floor or something that I can get up to them?
There's not even a second floor. It's just like rafters up there.
It's just a
still
tall
trying to
building,
Yeah,
right?
it's just a tall building with a lot of attic space, essentially.
Is there anything on the walls scalable? I don't even know how to get up. If I wanted to tie a rope around one of them or something, or just hit one, I have to just throw something.
You noticed in there, yeah, there's some like a couple like knotted ropes on the edge where like you could climb up. But you've like gone out, you've got your hat, you've been like, "Hey guys,"
yeah,
and then
I'm
it was
outside.
like, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Wait, does it? Can they hear me speak common too, or just the?
They
just
hear,
the
yeah, they hear
Cyclops.
your normal words coming out of your mouth, and then it like half a second delay, it like other words come out of the helmet.
I absolutely can't read or understand it myself, huh?
100% yes.
Very fun.
I mean, theoretically,
Does
you
it
could
look like
make
the
a
same-
dictionary by being like, blue, blah, and you're like, blue, let me write that phonetically. You could work on it, but you don't naturally understand it.
Okay. Hoping I could talk to the robot with this, but it'll be hard to tell.
I mean, it's the right hat. It matches up with them, so
Oh, okay, as the 3 goblins are positing, how the hell are those guys going to get down? Like, one is, at least, is pretty overcome with the urge to try and blowgun one of them.
I mean, they are just hanging up there. If you're hanging upside down with your legs and you get a blow dart to the neck, who knows what happens?
Yeah, that's really want to know. How good goblins are at climbing, or whatever. I climb back in there, but never mind.
I mean, it depends how many goblins you have. I feel like if you have like, because they can just climb up on each other, and I feel like to an extent they make the ladder, and no check required.
Okay. Well, 2 goblins are going to do the same thing. They're going to try and drop bear. They're going to get on back up on the door. The third goblin, or they maybe not even come down. The third goblin with the helmet is fucking going to taunt them. He doesn't even know if he's translating, but as he's about to go out the door, he tries to taunt them. And
All right.
I don't know, just get their attention to run after him out the door.
All right. What is the taunt? I gotta know.
I can't think of anything, but how the fuck do you get down? I can't think of anything. Like, look what I got.
I mean,
It's stupid.
They got one eye.
I got your stupid hat.
He comes in there and probably babbles all 3 of those sentences. How the fuck do you get down? Look what I got. Oh, you stupid eye, stupid hat.
Yeah.
And they're all and make attack as many blow darts as the other 2, I suppose, are shooting. Make attack rolls, I guess.
17, 2,
Okay.
and 20.
Okay, well, one of them hits. I'm gonna say one of the side guys. How much damage does your blow dart do?
A D4.
All right, show me some damage.
3.
3. All right, he takes 3 damage. I'm gonna say he.
Good boy, Newton.
I'm gonna
Good
make
boy.
a note to myself about these guys because no one's ever actually been sneaky with them and attacked them while they're still hanging up. So I'm having that one guy who's been hit make a save. He fails his save and falls.
All right, nice.
The goblin that took the helmet is so pleased, like the bystanders in Jackass watching something go wrong. Just so happy it happened.
Yeah, one of them. He doesn't like break his neck or anything, but
It doesn't
crunch,
matter. I don't care.
crunch, yell, pain. He's got, it looks very, very painful. All right, let's roll proper initiative then.
All right.
9.
9. I've got an 8.
Well, 10, I suppose. Oh.
I have a 7,
All right.
unfortunately.
Goblins get a go again.
And the other 2 are just still hanging?
The other 2, for now, they are still hanging. I mean, they didn't get to like properly take an action, but they obviously. I mean, this is going to cause an issue, so we just went ahead and rolled initiative.
Okay. And the other guy is on the ground now?
Yeah, one of them is
Is
on
he
the
going to
ground.
stand up on his turn?
I mean, either that or like moan in pain. You just felt like 10 feet upside down. You're not really sure. But
All right,
he's
then Goblin
very
that's still...
stabbable compared to
Yeah,
the
no.
other 2.
2 goblins are going to run up and try and stab that one on the ground.
Okay.
And the other goblin is just going to yell again and tries to dart one of the ones in the ceiling.
That's awesome. I love that.
Okay.
That's a 12 for the dart, a 12 for a stab, and a 17 for a stab. 12, 12, 17. Wow, pretty good.
Okay. I'll say so. Yeah, those are all hits. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
do me some stab damage first. Let's see if this guy is like just gets shanked to death on the floor.
2 and 1.
All right, he's still alive.
Damn.
Um,
Wait, do I have a bonus on anything for strength? I don't have okay, I have nothing. Never mind. No.
Okay. He's in very rough shape, but he's still alive. And which one were you shooting with the dart this time? There's the one with his own weird headpiece and one without, still up in the rafters.
The one with the headpiece.
All right.
'Cause I want him to fall on it.
All right.
That was a 4.
4 damage. All right. He's like fully aware now, so I'm not gonna make him like, that was the like we're surprised I might fall. Now he's tightened those
still.
leg muscles.
Is he gonna fight us from up there?
Well,
He's not, is he?
It's his turn. So the one on the ground, he doesn't like get up, but he just like takes a swing at a goblin. He grabs like a nearby like piece of pottery and just like swings at a goblin. Let's see. I get like I get a 10. It's a 10 hit.
Where's my 12? My AC is 12.
He just wild swing then. That guy is doing rough. The other one that does not have the headpiece drops down. But the one with the headpiece, he's staying upside down for a moment, and there's this thing on the side of his headpiece. It kind of flicks like a flint wheel, and the goblin that is wearing his new hat kind of feels very strange. It feels like kind of slowed down. And you're going to take -2 to everything that you do for the moment, as this guy kind of like looks at you and says something that it sounds like what your helmet says, kind of, but you don't understand still. The one that jumped down is going to grab a kind of like a shepherd's hook type club from side of the wall and try to take a swing at that goblin.
Goblin?
Yes, and you can use your vial to try to make him miss if you want. You can use it to lower my rolls.
Does that work?
It's a 1-for-1 thing, so if you said, I want to use 2 vial to lower his roll, my roll goes down by 2. I'll tell you, I rolled a 12, but I also have some bonuses, so it's above a 12. I won't tell you the number, though. So it's a bit of a guessing game there.
I have a plus AC for wearing the hat. Or is it minus for anything?
You have a +1 for wearing the hat. So
Okay.
I guess that guy is at a 13 AC, right?
Yeah, hat goblin is. But you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll use 2 vial.
2 vial.
How does it replenish?
It does not replenish naturally. It replenishes by doing things for your Dark Lord, completing quests, doing, particularly, things that are just kind of like perfect for the type of game, the genre, if is to say that we're going with.
Okay.
And actually, I'll say for, I'll say, me see. I'm sometimes bad about giving out luck for that, or vial, as we call it here. I'll say for each of you, get an extra vial because it's a hard night. And that was Ian. That was a good use of trying to tempt that Cyclops earlier. That was your first instinct: tempt him, and take his soul. And the Goblin Mischief and the stupid little taunt. Yes, I'm here for it.
I can't think.
And the giving
I'm
in
thinking
to
now
the
as a-
I have to steal it. So
I also was thinking in my head, or just now, when the helmeted Cyclops up there makes his whispers and flicks his flint steel thing, my reflexive thing that the goblin wanted to say is, "Your voice sounds stupid." At the same time as he says it, of course, his own helmet makes the sound of the same voice. Just, I wish I had a soundboard to kind of like. I'm picturing almost like those goofy robot synth things. Anyway, but yeah, your voice sounds stupid as he's saying it. Whatever. Does it sound like the Cyclops language, or does it sound like a third thing?
It sounds like the Cyclops language, yeah. It sounds like the same language they're speaking. So sorry. So I gave out an extra vial. I rolled a 12, but have some bonuses to hit your Hat Goblin. You don't necessarily have to want to spend a vial to keep your Hat Goblin alive. You'll get another Goblin soon enough if something bad, terrible happens to
I
him.
would like to spend 2.
All right.
I'd like to spend 2. Sure.
All right, then that is enough to bring it down. That makes it a miss.
Ow.
There you go. Good job.
I want to say that Cat Goblin doesn't even know he was getting swung at. He was just taunting one of the ceiling.
That's funny, yeah. He's like, the hat's down over his eyes, so he can't even see, and he's like, woo! And then just misses.
The +1 AC comes from his head, the helmet being too heavy, and his head bobbing around.
Perfect. All right.
I like that imagery.
Ian, we're back up to you.
All right. So here in the commotion, I are there windows in this place as well, or is this a place where I'd have to go down in through the door?
This, you'd have to go through the door. They keep this area dark for whatever reason.
So I swoop down from where I am, like 10 feet up, down through the door, and come in and see the situation. And so there's the one that's on the ground, right?
The goblins are surrounding. There's another on the ground that took a swing at Hat Goblin, and then there's one guy still hanging in the rafters.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the guy with the telescope is still in the rafters. There's one that's standing that took the attack, and then there's the guy that's fallen down on the ground, and he has not gotten up yet, right?
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, what does it take right here?
And he's pretty badly hurt. If you're gonna
right.
I don't know if you can do a rapid succession sacrifice.
Yeah, let me see if that's like.
Here, I'll try
Fiend
to
may
take
seek redemption.
Actually.
The Fiend may seek redemption in the eyes of their worshippers by sacrificing one non-believer per 1 -D penalty. It may be done by killing a non-believer.
Yeah, it says it can be done in combat. So yeah. Oh, and I think you might have.
Maybe looking at the older version.
I think you might be, yeah. So you shouldn't have been losing the spells entirely. You're just getting -1D on the spells. So you could still got all of them. You're just casting them at a D16.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
And
so
you can get back up to a D20 if you say I sacrifice you in the name of, the Dark Lord. And doing that sacrifice ruins the body for Dybbuk's crafted Wendigo, etc.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I must have the older version of the rules there. I need to find. I know I downloaded the new one. Okay, cool.
Get the new one. We got some pretty arts, good layout.
Oh, absolutely. No, I know I have it somewhere. Just gotta find it now. Okay, so with that, I guess in that situation, right? So, looking at the one that's on the ground in bad condition, I actually swoop up to it, and with my arms up in a like a vaguely triangular pattern with the long fingers, and I'm doing like this, and I actually look at one of the goblins and just go like something like, "What's this?" and then do and jam my stinger down into trying to hit it in the face or the neck or something like that. And so I'm gonna. Ooh. Oh yes, 18, 19.
That'll hit. Show me
All
some
right.
damage.
That is 4 points of damage.
Let's see, and he had taken. He had 3 left, so sacrificed, and one of your spells is backed up to the full action die.
Nice. All right. There we go.
And you
Okay.
see
And
just like a little like spirit kind of go, exhale from him, and you like suck it up or something, or crush it in your hand. I don't.
so what I'm trying to do, right, and convince the goblins is that it's like I'm worshipable at this point in time. You see me, I can sacrifice things and like gain power from them. So I'm like part of the god, supposedly part of whatever god we believe in, which we haven't really defined yet. So
The goblins are already in partial admiration and in extreme jealousy of the one flying goblin.
Rumor is he'll get
Kind
even
of like
bigger.
if he's got a promotion, kind of thing.
yeah, they don't even think that I'm anything different. I'm just a goblin too.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like
been-
the
yeah,
winged
promoted, he's
Koopas from
smarter.
Mario.
Right, exactly.
yeah.
They're no different. That's funny. I like that.
It's a bigger
Maybe
paycheck.
I might lean into that occasionally for the goblin interaction. That's funny.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm done.
And then Calvin, your turn.
When you said -2, the hat goblin, does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt. He
Just feel-
feels like he's like going, like he just can't move at his normal speed. Like he's thinking quicker than his body is moving.
Hmm.
He has a lag time.
Would you say that the Cyclopses that are around are particularly offended that I have this thing?
I mean, they got
Does it
some
look
dirty looks
valuable
on
or
their
what?
face. It looks valuable. Oh yeah, yeah. So, I mean,
It's
it's
not
like a
valuable enough for
heavy
them to not-
brass helmet. I mean, it looks very
Hmm.
ceremonial, ornamental.
Okay. Then Hat Goblin is going to try to take off the hat and throw it at the Cyclops that's on the ground with us.
Okay.
And the other 2 goblins, hopefully, while he is distracted, I would like him to try and catch it.
Yeah.
The other two are going to try darting or
Sure.
daggering. They have daggers out right now.
Yeah. I'll say he gets surprised. He catches it. Yeah, exactly as planned. The other 2 come in, are I don't know, shanking him on the side. So give me some attack rolls.
Ankles, yeah.
And I'll say, cause good plan. +1 on the die chain. Or do you actually have a physical D24?
I don't know. If
All
you
right,
want to roll it though,
we can fix it. All right, I'll roll a D24 for you. It's an extra big D20 basically. That likes to roll a lot more.
Oh.
So highs and lows. I got a nat 1 and I got a nat 24.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know the reflexes when I want to say what are the odds, but 1 out of 24 and 1 out of 24. So technically, 1 out of 400 and something. Anyway, go ahead.
Something. So do your normal damage. I'll pull up the like crit and fumble charts. Do your normal damage on 1 time, of course.
2.
2 damage. Okay. And then also roll a d10 because you're gonna do a critical hit on him.
Ow. 7.
7. That is strike to the chest, grazes vital organ, inflict an extra 3d4 damage.
Oh. 3. 3. 3. I don't trust this dice roller.
Well, that is a
It's
total.
using
It happens
whatever.
sometimes.
Well, no, it's working.
Okay. Well, that is a total of 11, and that's how much HP he had. Exactly how much.
Hooray!
So just like, yeah, I don't know, get him in, like, just through the ribs and right into the heart. Meanwhile, with the other guy, roll a d6 for your fumble.
4.
4. He missed entirely and like hit something else. He like the blade falls out of the dagger hilt.
Oh.
You can fix it, but it'll take.
It was
10
trash
minutes.
anyway.
Yeah.
It was just a shiv, so.
But yeah, no, that's the fumble. Is your weapon is damaged. It can be repaired with 10 minutes of work, but it's useless for now. The guy up top with the weird hat looks very concerned all of a sudden, rightfully so, and starts trying to climb up higher in the rafters.
Oh,
Um, and he does a really good job at it. He like gets to the very top and is yelling down something at you. He's got a very like booming, authoritative voice, and he's gotten as far away from you vertically as possible. Ian, back to you.
All right. So now that I've regained this, I'm going to actually regain it on the my very attacky spell. I've got Hellfire at the ready now with a D20. So I'm going to try my tear crying again to get this, to see if I can actually get this going. All right. Nope. Just took it right back down again.
All right. Well, and then we're back around to the goblins who, I don't know, probably like start just all get their blow darts out or I don't know.
yeah.
What do you
Okay,
guys
well,
do now? He seems to just be trying to stay away. This guy up there.
Oh, we should probably get some short bows. I would almost say in character slingshots almost.
I would say you guys could have gotten, if you want, I'll say make a luck check for each one of your goblins, and so 3 luck checks. Each one the flat roll is lower than your current luck score. You found some, if you found either a short, the first one is a short bow. The second success, if you get a second success, and third would be slings.
4, 12, and 16. Am I trying to go high or low? I don't know.
You're trying to go low on this one. So you got a short bow and a sling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's say before you did all this nonsense, you found some in around. You broke into a farmer's hut at night and did all that. Took his only way that he could, hunt the deer.
Okay. He's too high to start climbing or jump from here, is there? Well, Hat Goblin is going to read off his hat. To still do -2?
Yeah, he still feels like literally like he can't move the speed he's used to moving. But it kind of comes and goes, and some of the other rest of you guys feel that as the Cyclops up there turns his weird telescope helmet towards you guys. You guys, when he turns and looks at you, you feel that kind of lag and slowness to you.
Okay.
Well, the other 2 goblins then just go for a short bow and a sling just to see how they work. I don't have the stats written down, so if you want to,
yeah, just roll some d20s. Short bows are d6 and slings are d4, damage wise.
5 and 3.
All right, they're hitting rafters up there. There's a bunch of junk in the way.
Yeah, and Hat Goblin is yelling obscenities like coward and blah blah, and hey, this guy's still alive, and like lying. Come back down here or we'll kill this guy. The guy that's already...
What, are you like holding his head up and like trying to do a shitty weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, Hat Goblin is, yeah.
Yeah, you put on like a slightly deeper voice, but it translates the same.
Yeah, I wouldn't know it's doing that though. I mean, right?
Probably
he just
not.
likes the hat.
All right. No, he's staying up there. He's not falling for that one.
How did the other guy get down? Did he just do a fucking karate kickflip?
He pulled himself up by his hands for a second, then like dropped down on his legs.
Oh, okay.
Like the safe way.
Overhang and then drop.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it for me. I don't have anything else.
All right. I mean, you guys, there's like, all those sheepskin rugs. There's like some pottery and stuff in here, and that like altar up there. There doesn't seem to be much of like, they don't just have like a pile of gold in the back. They do not seem to be a gold-rich people's. So you don't immediately see anything more that's useful.
Let's say flammables. We smoke them out like a bat. But we can leave. I don't really know what to do right now. Was there anything in the pottery that they tried to hit me with, by the way?
The one he tried to hit you with, there's like a cap on it. You lift it off. There's some like dried meats, some jerky. You look at another one, it's got like peanuts in it.
That's good enough for me. Treasure. I'm not sure what else to do in here. I mean, I feel like he's just up there. Could still try and get him, but
Yeah, I mean,
how?
at this point in time for me, it's like this guy's caused enough trouble that I'm gonna try to cast another round of hellfire on this guy,
Okay.
and I'm gonna turn around to one of the goblins, and I say, "Lend me some of your, or no, hey, why don't you lend me some of that blood you got running in those veins?"
Um, out of meta narrative, how much HP am I supposed to give up?
So you can give up any number of hit points that you want. And each hit point gives me +1 to my roll. So if you want to give one from each one, if you want to just give me one, I'm really just asking if you want to donate to this. If you don't feel comfortable with it, I can try to convince you, but for the most part, probably not. I can't make you. I mean, I'm not going to in combat.
Okay, all three are reluctant, but 3 HP goblin is not as strong or as tall as the other two goblins. We'll lose 2 HP for this.
Oh, okay. Nice. Thank you. All right, let's see.
Goblin 3 gets bullied.
Okay.
Secretly,
So
he's the worst goblin, though.
I get 2 to that. 16, no, 13, 15. 2 more. 17. Okay, that's 17. So a ball of fire strikes
That's a
one
dead
target.
goblin, right?
What's that?
You can't get. There's no value in a dead goblin, right? Or a fresh
No,
dead
it's
guy?
got to be a living.
Okay.
It's got to be a living creature.
Okay.
A ball of fire strikes one target within 30 feet for 1d7 plus character level points of damage. Earned targets must make a DC 11 plus character level fort save or suffer half of damage in the following round. All right. So D7. Go. Weird die. So 5 points of damage that it takes,
Okay.
and then it's got to make the DC 13 fort save.
I got a 5 on that, so no. And he's gonna. I was seeing, would he catching on fire like this be able then staying on fire for one more round to keep up? Can we? I felt like that
To
would be
hang
a
on up
save.
there.
Yeah, and then I rolled a nat 1. So no, he catches fire, burns a little bit, and then falls to his death, crunch on the floor down there.
Yeah, there we go.
He hits
Absolute
like 3
cheering.
rafters
The other
on the
two-
way down. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how they fall. So is the hat? Does this one have a hat too?
He's got, yeah.
But
It's different though. It's kind of like I'll it is it's
Wait! Don't say what it does. If it does anything, because 4 and 5 goblin are about to slam it on Goblin 3, now Goblin 1's head, to congratulate him.
We're gonna have a little trio of hat goblins at some point.
It kind of
It
looks
doesn't
like
even fit
that.
him, I assume, right?
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's hilarious.
Kind of looks like
It
that.
doesn't even fit him, I assume. 'Cause this one's
It's
Cyclops
big.
size, right?
He can like get a sheepskin, one of the like sheepskin things off the ground, kind of like jam it in there, and for extra padding, so it fits better.
That is hilarious. You've got
Okay.
like a sheepskin hair,
Yeah.
like your like fancy, barrister hair, and then you've got this mash of helmet mashed down on top of it.
But yeah, and you're kind of tinkering with it for a moment. On the right side, there's it's like a big flint wheel thing, and there is like kind of a fuel canister latch that you can open. But when you open it inside, there's like a needle in there that is currently poking into like a semi-fresh eyeball.
What?
You heard me. Yeah. So
Okay.
imagine it's like the mechanism of a lighter, but instead of having lighter fluid, this thing is powered by eyeball juice. It seems there's like a little needle, like a little hollow needle, and you shove it, and there's currently a semi-shriveled eyeball shoved onto it, and when you kind of mess around with the flint mechanism, it draws juice out of the eyeball.
So you can
Discernibly tell
refuel
what it
this.
does?
Yeah.
I like the idea that as Goblin, tell us, Monocle Goblin is fiddling with this. He's actively harming Hat Goblin. they can't piece together how it's doing this, right? Can
Uh,
they?
you're like, okay, so I look at someone and do my wheel and I use this eyeball juice and then other people feel slow. Okay. Um, but another thing that happens when you look at it, when you look through it, you've been like focusing on people for a while. When you look through just like the background objects in here, they look way nicer, way nicer. Um, you see things as they were perhaps when they were first built. This structure is nice. There's no sheepskin rugs. You even see like benches that used to be here in kind of like a translucent vision. You see it, but you also know that because they're translucent, they're probably not really here.
Cut out.
Ah, perfect. Okay.
You
I
cut out
heard
at
all of
here.
it.
I heard here.
Okay. Yeah. When you look at just objects, the world around you, not people, you see what looks like a different version of what's in front of
I
you.
got that far. Sorry.
Okay. And so there might
Okay.
be in here. There's pews instead of just sheepskin rugs. What now looks like old stone, and hey, this could use a little attention. We need to pack a little more mortar in here. It looks, freshly laid.
These helmets that the two goblins are wearing, just the eyes right in the center of the helmet. So like, do they look like minions?
I guess.
Or
The first one that you got is like a hat with like an eye on top.
Okay. All right. I see. All right.
The second one, I guess, a little bit like a minion. I'd never thought of
Or it's
that.
just, like,
So I hope
Difficult
not
to
much.
see out of.
I don't want that to catch on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like the
That's
picture
only
doesn't
if
look
a
like a minion.
goblin wears it even
Yeah.
at that point, so.
Yeah, no, it's sort of like it seems like is it just difficult for him to see out of just because it's the eyes in the middle? But
I
guess
mean,
it's
he can
huge,
just
so
like
whatever.
have it askew. It's not like it fits
Leela
straight anyway.
first.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the goblins are very happy with this transaction. One Atlas goblin is, a bit upset, but such is life. So Goblin with the telescope is just enamored with looking around. So he, of course, is going to look outside at the rest of everything out of the open door. Also see
Yeah.
if anyone's like
outside.
us.
Yeah. When he's looking outside, he sees like beautiful fields full of trees. He looks down at where there's like nothing, where clearly the city has fallen away, and he sees like the city like still there, not flooded.
Cool. What about the not the giant, the automaton? You call them?
They are still there. The door is like much nicer, but they are still there. They just look like they haven't been left outside.
I think we should go back over there and see if we can get that door to open up. Get them vines out of the way and get inside.
Yeah. Hopefully this telescope thing will have clues. So, like, is it... Can he turn it off and on, or like is just...
Yeah, you can
is this actually
kind of
difficult?
like pop the wheel out, and you can kind of like hear a sliding mechanism. You basically think you're like disengaging the needle from the eyeball that's
Okay.
in that little chamber. And
Cool.
you can kind of like slide it back in and then flick the flintlock wheel to kick it back
Mhm.
on. And you
Word.
through experimenting, you're like, oh, I probably don't have much juice left in this. I need to get a new eyeball soon.
Okay.
So, I think you guys want to mess with the door, but we're only going to go for like another 10 minutes. So this is probably a decent place to stop for the night. You've got
Yeah, I
some
think
like
so.
weird gear, some fun gear, and are
Yeah.
about, I had a good point in here. Maybe next week some more folks will join up again.